And welcome to another Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips podcast. I am your host, Tyler Boloski. Let me introduce you tonight to our co-host. He is Eli, I Steal Your Quarterbacks, Boloski.
Hi guys, this is tonight and we're going to give you a lot of stuff and we're going to give you a mock draft and maybe a little surprise thing later in the podcast.
Ooh, that would be a surprise because I have no idea what you're talking about with a surprise. But we do have a lot of information for you tonight. So let's get right into our nines. Tonight,
News, information, notes, and entertainment.
Entertainment, yes, that's our nines. News, injuries, notes, and entertainment are nines. And tonight we have 10 of them. So go figure, right?
Yeah.
So tonight, the first one is going to be Gronk is going to be back on the field. That's good news for you Patriot fans and you Gronk owners who are going to be drafting him probably in the early rounds, probably late first, early second rounds. So draft him if you want. The second one is the Bills cut running back Carlos Williams.
Yeah, that's surprising.
Yeah, they didn't like the fact that he came into camp overweight. He got suspended 4 games, so they said, "You're out. We don't want that on our team anymore."
Because he was a good player, and I could see why they cut him.
Yeah, he was.
Because he was a good player.
Yep.
And he got suspended, so I could see why they would cut him. But at the same time, I would see like, excuse me, I would see like why just not like lose 4 games instead of 7 games because of Carlos Williams getting cut. I mean. In my opinion, that's not really a smart decision for the Bills because they cut him just because of the suspension.
Yeah,
because he's overweight.
A lot of people don't understand why he got cut, but he got cut, and he's actually trying out for a couple of the teams, or a couple other teams are looking at him. Number 3, the Patriots running back Dion Lewis is out indefinitely. He injured his ACL last year, and now he has to go back in to have that re-looked at, cleaned out a little bit more. So he's out until at least week 6, but some people think maybe week 10. So that's going to be huge for you drafting later after this podcast is posted.
And for you that have drafted on the free agent wire,
pick up James White for sure.
Yeah, or LeGarrette Blount.
LeGarrette Blount. So stay away from Dion Lewis. Most likely, he probably later in later rounds and later in the season he'll be playing. Some updates on some Cardinal wide receivers. Larry Fitzgerald is back on the field.
Yes.
He did have an ACL injury, a tweaked his MCL, but they just said he was going to rest. He's a veteran. He knows what he's doing with that, so he's resting.
So he doesn't really need the preseason.
Yeah, so he's going to rest out the rest of the season, preseason. And Cardinals' John Brown is clear to play, even though he had some headaches. He's back on the field today. The headaches were just a precaution. He was a precaution headache type thing, but he's back on the field. I drafted him last week super late because everyone was scared of his concussions, but I stole him. I'm going to start him. So John Brown is back on the field. Larry Fitzgerald will be sitting out just to have some rest in his legs.
Yeah, that's really good for me and you, because you drafted John Brown and I drafted Fitzgerald for starter. That really helps Fitzgerald because my 2 receivers are a little bit weak to start. I have Willie Snead and Sterling Shepard. Those are my 2 backups. But, I mean, Fitzgerald back on the field is really nice for both me and the Cardinals and you Larry Fitzgerald owners out there.
Exactly. And maybe on Saturday's podcast we will go through our draft last week. Packers fans, I don't know if we said this, but Jordy Nelson is practicing now, which is good. We said he was on the field, but now he's actually practicing. He may play preseason game 3 this week. It really all depends on how he feels.
Yeah.
The Giants kicker Josh Brown suspended for week 1. He got in some trouble. He got in trouble with the law. So don't draft him. They support him. They're supporting what he's doing off the field, getting the help that he needs. But he's suspended week 1 in case you want to draft him. Cowboys wide receiver Dez Bryant suffers a concussion, which is huge. Though he's got 2 more weeks before the regular season starts.
And he was probably gonna get injured in the regular season anyways.
So get it done and over with now.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, but with concussions, though, you want to still be cautious because one more hit like that and the concussions start building up like that, that's not going to be good for him. So be cautious if you're going to draft him in the early rounds, or the first round, late second round. Another Cowboy news, Zeke Elliott is going to be playing tonight, Thursday night, in his first preseason game.
Nice.
That's huge. He's got the hamstring problem, but he says he's good to go. So we'll see how he does, and we'll let you know on Saturday's podcast. And then finally, Sammy Watkins is going to be playing Friday night's preseason game 3. He had suffered the foot injury, so he's back on the field. And since we mentioned the Bills for the second time, we got to mention our sponsor, GJP in Oswego. Larry is over there making pies right now as we speak. He loves the community. He loves to make food for all you guys. Call him up at 207-1000. Best pizza and wings in town. They're great. They're amazing, and we can't say thank you enough for Larry for sponsoring our podcast.
And for being on our podcast.
Yeah.
The last podcast.
Yeah, last week. He had fun. He was talking to me tonight. We actually picked up some pie for dinner.
Yeah.
And he said he had a blast and he wants to get on again, and we'll definitely have him on later in the season. So, another big news. So that wraps up our nines. One big news is wide receiver Josh Gordon for the Cleveland Browns. A couple teams are interested in trading for him. He's suspended for the first 4 games, but some teams may want to trade for him. So what we're going to do real quick, because we want to do a mock draft for you guys, is we're going to go through the 32 teams, and we're going to pick out 5 teams each. Who would be the best place for him to land? What team? We are going to discount like the Patriots and the Giants and the Steelers and the Seahawks and the Cardinals because they already have stud wide receivers, and Josh Gordon is kind of a head case, so I don't think they'd fit on those teams.
Not really.
Because they're professional teams. They like to keep their players really tight. I mean, the Patriots would be great for him. They don't have a wide receiver, but I don't think Belichick wants to handle that.
No, I don't think he does.
So we're going to give you 5 teams that he should land on because they really need the help. We'll just go quickly through it with a quick explanation maybe of each team. Eli, who do you have for your 5 teams?
I have the Tennessee Titans as my number 1 team because now that Dorial Green-Beckham got traded to the Eagles, I think that would really help the Titans and really help Josh Gordon because they got Marcus Mariota and they really need wide receiver help, so that would be a good place for him to land.
I completely agree, and they want to be run heavy this year, but if they can get that deep receiver threat, that would be huge for them because it takes a little pressure off the running game, and that's a good pick, Eli. I like that one. Who else do you have?
I have the Chiefs because Jeremy Maclin he may get injured, he may not, but Jeremy Maclin isn't the best number 1 receiver in Kansas City. Alex Smith just needs another guy to throw to. He can't just keep dumping it off to Travis Kelce because the defense is going to expect that. The Chiefs need someone to take the pressure off Kelce and to take the pressure off Maclin.
I like that. Completely agree with all those. Who do you have next? The next 3. Just quickly go through those.
I have the Vikings because they really need a receiver. That's all I have to say about the Vikings. The Rams because this may be their building year, but I think that would really help the Rams.
It could help them. Yes, they are trying to stay young, and maybe, as Larry said last week, the Rams may be trying for one more draft pick to get that superstar.
Yeah.
But to win a couple games, maybe that flash in the pan brings some more people to the seats. Josh Gordon would fit there great.
And my last one is the Miami Dolphins because, they don't have very strong receivers. They don't have a very strong tight end, but he's a nameable tight end. Yep. That's good. You know his name? Zach Cameron, I think.
You don't know his name, do you? It's Jordan Cameron.
Jordan Cameron.
Cameron. That's funny.
But Josh Gordon would really fit there, I think.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with all those teams. Those are great explanations. My teams are the Bills. I think if you line him up with Sammy Watkins, then both of them just flying down the field, and tight end Charles Clay cutting across the middle. I think they'd be really unstoppable then.
And then
Robert Woods would be a lot more catch the ball.
Short runs.
Exactly, short routes. My second one is the Ravens. The Ravens have no wide receivers. I mean, they have Steve Smith Jr. Sr., and that's about it. I think if you put him on the Ravens, they would automatically turn around 100%. They'd figure out the running game, and they would really be a tough team to beat if they had Josh Gordon.
Yeah, but the thing about the Ravens, I didn't choose them because they just need to figure out their running back and receiver problem.
That's true. But if you put Josh Gordon on there, the receiver problem is all solved. You have Smith Jr. and then Gordon, and you just throw the ball all day. My third one is the Bears. I only have them going to the Bears because I feel Alshon Jeffrey will get hurt again. So if you put him on there, you'll have Gordon, you'll have Kevin White, and if Jeffries does stay healthy, I think those will be three tight, awesome receivers on that team with Zach Miller coming up at the tight end.
Yeah, but the thing with that would be like the Ravens running back problem. They'd have so many guys to catch the ball, they would just get all mixed up and stuff. So I don't think that. I like what you said about Alshon Jeffrey, but I don't really like that pick.
Yeah, I just think he'd be a sweet pick for him, for the team. And then I also have the Vikings. I didn't know you had the Vikings, but I had the Vikings for the same reason. They just need wide receiver help.
Yeah.
And my last team is the Chargers. Now that Stevie Johnson went down with an injury for the rest of the year, they really need that backup. They really need that second wide receiver. And Phillip Rivers can throw the ball all day. He's not the best fantasy quarterback, but in real life, he'll get the job done with him and Keenan Allen and Antonio Gates. I think that would be a great fit for the Chargers if they got Gordon. Now,
it would help the Chargers a lot, but not so much Gordon.
Well,
unless they would offer Gordon a lot of money.
Yeah, I mean,
Gordon. I think Gordon would go to some place where he could win.
Oh, for sure. I mean, maybe we can do that exercise next week about where he would want to go. Obviously, he'd probably want to go to the Patriots or Seattle, but for tonight, it's just those teams that really need that help.
Yeah.
All right, so that finishes up that little segment there. Now let's get into our mock draft. We're doing a 12-team PPR league.
One quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex,
kicker, defense, and 6 bench.
Mm-hmm.
So we are going to have the 10th pick. That's where we're going to have our pick in next week's draft, where we got accepted to that we talked about with Bill King when we did our tight ends. They took our application and they said yes, welcome aboard. So that's pretty cool. Pumped about that.
Their people called our people.
Yep, you're right. They did, and we said we would do it. So our first pick, because we're mock drafting, we're gonna see what it looks like if we take a quarterback in the first round. We talked about this off air in our prep. So we're gonna go against the grain, and we're gonna take a quarterback first round and see how the chips fall. Eli, Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers.
Cam Newton.
Right.
I mean, he's just dominant. He's gonna run the ball a lot. He's got great targets.
Sure, I completely agree with that. I already have Rodgers, but since we're doing quarterbacks, I'll let you pick. All right, so next pick, we talked about this. I think we should go running back to get a solid running back because wide receivers are so deep this year.
Yeah, and we may be able to get like not a great number 1, but a great
a solid 2.
So like a 1-2 punch.
Exactly. So we had Jamar Charles, Le'Veon Bell, Mark Ingram, or LaShawn McCoy, the top 4 options. I would go myself personally. I think here I would take probably Mark Ingram.
I would take Le'Veon Bell here because it's second round. If we can get a solid backup running back, then that would be great.
All right, let's go with Bell. I mean, that's why we mocked. Let's see what happens. You know, we do have that 3-game suspension, but I think, like you said, we can find a good solid backup for him. Oh, we don't want that. So next pick is in the 3rd round. We're going to go with a tight end. I think we have
wide receiver.
Wide receiver. T.Y. Hilton, Jarvis Landry, Randall Cobb, or Jeremy Maclin. I think obviously the best choice would be T.Y. Hilton.
Yeah.
He's the best number 1.
And if we can get Cobb on the flip. Then that would be a great like we both said 1-2 punch.
Yep. Some of the picks in between. Our last one was Mike Evans, Mark Ingram, Jordy, Doug Martin, Eddie Lacy in the 3rd round. Jordan Reed, tight end, went.
Julian Edelman.
Yeah, it's all right. It's all right. All right, so we got T.Y. Hilton as our number 1 receiver. And on the flip, you got Greg Olsen and Jarvis Landry. So wide receivers, you got Randall Cobb, Eric Decker, and Doug Baldwin are the top picks. And then running backs, getting a little thin. You got Tavius Murray and Matt Forte. Who do you think? I like Murray this year. He's going to get the ball all the time. He's the only running back they have in Oakland where I know you like Forte, but he's going to split carries with Powell.
He will?
Yeah. So
Powell is not. He's a top 50 running back.
He is, but he's going to split time. So I'm going to since you picked Bell, I'm going to take Murray.
Yeah, that's a good pick because Forte will get injured. That would be the tiebreaker.
Yep. So we're going to the 4th. Aaron Rodgers, the second quarterback off the board.
Randall Cobb, we should have taken him.
Randall Cobb. Now we're going to wide receiver.
Calvin Benjamin, Larry Fitz.
Yep. All right. So our second wide receiver, we got Jordy Matthews, John Brown, Sanders, and Marvin Jones. I think those are probably the best options right now.
Yeah.
So I think I would go with probably Marvin Jones here as a solid number 2.
I would go John Brown because Marvin Jones isn't really that number 2 type.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I would
put him in the flex.
Yeah, flex or bench. Number 1 spot bench, but I like either John Brown or Emmanuel Sanders. But John Brown is the best QB of these 4.
Yeah, Jordan Matthews, no quarterback. Emmanuel Sanders, really no quarterback. And we'll have an update on their quarterback on Saturday's podcast. So let's go with Brown, and maybe we can get Jones on the flip.
Maybe.
So Michael Floyd, Gio Bernard, Duke Johnson, Russell Wilson, Matt Jones are some of the ones in the 5th round. So Marvin Jones on the flip. Let's go with him.
Yeah, because there's Devontae Parker, Emmanuel Sanders,
and Crabtree.
And Michael Crabtree.
So I like that flex.
Yeah.
So now we definitely need to get a backup running back here, I think.
Or a tight end.
Or a tight end.
Look at tight ends.
But I think decided to fulfill that running back because of Bell, we need to get a high running back now of either Jonathan Stewart or Jeremy Hill. I mean, we can look at the tight ends.
Because there may be Kobe Fleener there, and there is not. But there is Zach Miller, we can just wait on the tight end.
Barnage left. Julius Thomas left, which I kind of like him this year because Bortles is going to have to dump it across the middle a lot more, I think. So let's go with a running back of Jonathan Stewart to fill in those first 3 weeks.
That's a great pick right there. I mean, there's Jeremy Hill, Melvin Gordon, Arian Foster. Foster is going to get injured. Gordon, he's just not that reliable, according to last year. Hill is going to split time.
Yeah, I like Hill, but Stewart is the solid number 1. With Hill, like you said, is going to split time. So let's go with Jonathan Stewart here.
Yeah.
And now let's check out our tight ends on the flip.
Dwayne Allen went. That was the only tight end that went.
So we got Witten, Ebron, Miller, Jimmy Graham, which he's hurt. So let's just go wide receiver. We can wait on our tight ends here.
But if tight ends start going and Zach Miller's percentage starts getting higher, then maybe we should take a tight end.
Sure, I agree with that. So our top wide receivers here are Emmanuel Sanders, Crabtree, Allen Hurns, and Deshaun Jackson.
Right here, I really like.
Or we go Sterling Shepard, Kevin White. I mean, those are the top 6. I mean, those are kind of.
I think it's too early for Shepard and Kevin White.
Yeah, I think we can
right here, I think it's Crabtree.
I was thinking the same thing. Option. Best quarterback available.
Yeah, and on these 4.
Yep. He has the best quarterback throwing to him. Yes.
Yeah.
All right. So Michael Crabtree. So now we're into the 8th round. Foster left. Charles Sims. Gordon left.
Chris Ivory. D'Angelo Williams.
Yep. Allen Hurns.
Jimmy Graham.
Josh Gordon left in the 9th. Let's check out our tight ends one more time. I think everyone has drafted a tight end, so we don't really need to worry about tight ends quite yet. Yeah, there's plenty of tight ends left, so we have time to draft a tight end.
Yeah.
So let's go with another running back because we like to do the flip-flop of running back receiver.
Here we have Bilal Powell, Dion Lewis, who's injured, James White, and Isaiah Crowell. Right here, I think the option is James White.
James White, he's going to be starting the first half of the year. Let's see, is there anyone else deeper maybe? Not too deep.
I mean, we got the rookie DeAndre Washington, but that's about it.
Yeah, but that's too early.
Yeah, way too early.
So I think James White would be the pick here.
Yeah.
Yeah, Powell's he's good, but he's a number 2, where James is going to be the number 1. And we already have Stewart as the backup for Bell until week 3.
Yeah.
So running backs are gone. Tight ends.
No tight ends have left.
No tight ends. So let's go with the wide receiver. Keep filling up that bench. Get the most points on the table. Now these are 4 stud wide receivers we love. We love all these guys. Sterling Shepard, Giants. Kevin White, Bears. Corey Coleman, Browns. And Willie Snead, Saints. And honestly, right here, I would take any of these 4 guys. I mean, other than maybe Coleman would be the weak one because of the RG3.
Yeah,
then Kevin White because of Jay Cutler, but I'm going to take any of these 4 guys. So they're all in the 25% range of experts agreeing upon. So
right here we don't take Kevin White a lot. So I think since we're mocking, I think we should take Kevin White right here.
Yeah, I mean we with the all number 2 wide receivers.
Yeah.
Well, Coleman will become number 2 after Gordon comes back, most likely. I like Eli better than Jay Cutler though.
Yeah,
but Jeffries is going to get hurt most likely because he has a deep bone bruise, which means that's going to keep him sidelined for a lot of the games.
And Kevin White is the number 2.
Yeah,
right
Shepard's
now he's the number 1.
Yep. So let's go Kevin White, like you said. We have never taken him. Let's take him. Some of the guys, Deshaun Jackson left, Willie Snead left,
Darren Sproul,
Shepard left, Deion Lewis, Ladarius Green,
Zach Miller,
and Jenkins went. So let's get our tight end now before we lose anyone. We got Charles Clay, Clive Walford, Vance McDonald, which everyone loves Vance McDonald, and Jared Cook.
I think Clive Walford.
But let's just get one more running back because we can risk it. It's a tight end. Let's look at the running backs. We got
DeAndre Washington, Chris Thompson, Javoris Allen, Baltimore, and James Starks, Green Bay. I think James Starks.
Well, I want to get Washington for our handcuff.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be running the ball a ton, and Murray could go down with an injury.
Yeah.
Let's get our handcuff.
Yeah, but DeAndre Washington is the rookie.
Yeah, but he's the number 2. He's the backup, and he's the handcuff. So we're going to go with Washington. Get that handcuff.
And we have the flip, so if any tight ends go, which Charles Clay went.
Yeah, but I wasn't really going to worry about Charles Clay. Unless they got Josh Gordon. All right, so Clive Walford it is.
Yep, over Will Tye, Vance McDonald, and Jared Cook.
I don't like that, but that's all there's there. There's Jordan Camry, Ben Watson, but he's let's go with Clive. I like Clive. He's got a cool name, Clive Walford.
And he's a good player.
He is a very good player. So let's
Andy Dalton goes in the 12th round.
Derek Carr, 13.
Carr in the 13th.
Matthew Stafford, 13. So let's get our backup quarterback.
Gasol in the 13th.
As we always like to get 2 quarterbacks. Tyrod Taylor, Tony Romo, Jameson Winston, Marcus Mariota, Matt Ryan, and Fitzpatrick are the top 6.
I think we should go Winston here. He's going to be very dominant because he's got 2 great receivers.
Yep. All his teammates are going to be healthy. Evans doesn't get hurt. Jackson doesn't get hurt. Doug Martin occasionally, but I like Martin over McCoy getting hurt. McCoy kind of gets banged up here and there. And they're playing in Buffalo, which means they're going to be playing in snow. I like Tyrod because he can run the ball a little bit better than Winston.
Yeah.
But I like Winston because, like you said, his targets are way better. So let's go with Winston as our backup quarterback.
Now we're taking a kicker or a defense.
Defense. Let's see. We got Jaskowski.
We can get him.
Yeah.
We can get a solid.
Well, the defense is the Texans, Chiefs, Bengals, and Vikings.
I think I'll let you override me with you like Kansas City, right?
I do. I like them a lot because they have to play They play the Raiders twice. They play the Chargers twice. Not the best. They're pretty. They're going to dominate the Chargers, and they're probably
split with the Raiders.
Yeah, and Denver's the offense is not the best. So I like Kansas City here.
Yeah.
Okay, Kansas City.
But then I get the override for the kicker.
You can pick the kicker. Yes, the kicker is yours. And it looks like we're going to get
Devin Funchess.
Oh, there goes Jackowski.
Well, yeah.
Mason Crosby, we like. But with the kickers and defense, seriously, guys, if you don't get the top 2 or 3 like we talked about last week or the week before, just get the best available guy. or get the guy you like. By now, it's Matt Prater. I know we kind of like Detroit's offense this year, and we've always liked Matt Prater.
Yeah.
So we take him, but 9 times out of 10, we're not going to start him every week anyway, or every other week. We'll drop him for the hot kicker like Chris Boswell from Pittsburgh. So the kickers and defenses, if you don't get the top 2 or 3, or top 3 or 4, I should say, then you're just going to be streaming through the whole season.
Ooh, we could get Matt Bryant here.
Matt Bryant for the Falcons?
Yeah.
I like that. Kicks inside, and that's a tip right there, guys. Find the kickers who kick inside because you're guaranteed 8 inside games. No weather, and with the Falcons, that's 10 inside games because they play the Saints twice. Well, they play one at home and they play one in New Orleans, so it's 9 home games.
And then they play in great weather against the Panthers and the
in the Tampa Bay. So there you go. So
our grade is a C-.
Yep, we got a C- for our team, but as we have always said, don't worry about your grade, worry about what's on paper. And this is who we have. Cam Newton, Le'Veon Bell, Latavius Murray.
Little
weak, but I like Bell because once week 4 kicks in, he's going to blow it up.
Boom.
T.Y. Hilton, John Brown.
Little weak.
But they're going to catch a lot of balls.
Yeah,
so they may not get the touchdowns, but we're going to get the points in per perception. Clive Walford is the weak link on our starting lineup.
Yeah.
Marvin Jones is our flex. I like that pick a lot. I like Marvin Jones a lot this year. He's going to get probably 90 to 100 catches, right around 1,000 yards, and probably 6 to 8 touchdowns. I like Marvin Jones this year. So if anyone's listening and you're in my league, don't take Marvin Jones because I want him.
Well, I'll take him because that's our tip.
Exactly. And you got Kansas City defense and Matt Bryant as our kicker. On our bench, we got Jonathan Stewart, Michael Crabtree, James White, Kevin White, DeAndre Washington, and Jameson Winston.
I think that's a pretty solid team.
I think that's a solid team. And when we draft our bench, guys, we draft it as if we're drafting starters.
Bench is maybe a little weak with James White and DeAndre Washington. But, I mean, other than that, it's a great team, overall.
And actually, our bench is the second ranked bench in the whole draft. That the draftwizards.fantasypros.com ranked them. I mean, we were ranked number 11, so we would miss the playoffs. Our starters are the worst starters, but that's also because we picked Cam Newton first.
Yeah.
So if you pick a quarterback, that's kind of what you're going to expect. You're going to expect the lower team, and where we picked the 10th round or 10th pick, we had the 10th pick. So our draft, you don't pick a quarterback in the first round.
Yeah, we were just mocking.
That's the team you're going to pick. That's the team you're going to get. You're going to get a decent. You're going to get a stud running back to go along with him, or a stud wide receiver, and then after that, it's just going to be mediocre number 2s the rest of the way for your starters. And that's not how you want it. You want at least one number 1 in every position.
Yeah, I agree with all that you said. Yeah, like he said, don't take a quarterback first. We were just mocking it was his idea in the prep podcast he told me. Yeah, guys, try out draftwizard.fantasypros.com. You can do a mock draft. Right now, I think you have to, if you have Pro or you can get Pro, you can do a real draft right now. Now that the mock draft, the real drafts have been up and going, you can do a real draft if you get Pro. And yeah, it's a great website. Definitely try it out.
Very, very fast, very easy to use. You can set your presets before, as if how many people you have in your league, how is a PPR and whatnot. So use draftwizard.profantasy.com for your mock drafts, as we got 2 weeks left until the regular season starts.
Oh yeah!
And that's going to be amazing times. Kickoff is September 11th, 1 o'clock. Be there.
One day after my birthday.
Yeah, you're right. All right, so guys, once again, we want to thank GJP and Oswego for sponsoring the podcast. If you guys know anyone else who wants to sponsor the podcast, please have them get a hold of us at Tyler and Eli FF Tips at gmail.com.
I think I'm better at that.
You are definitely doing our email address next time. You can check us out on Facebook at Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips on Facebook. Email us at
Tyler and Eli FFtips@gmail.com.
Yeah, so
guys, really do it. Any comments, questions, concerns, email us. Keep listening to this podcast. We got a whole lot more to come now that the season's gonna get up and going. So yeah, just keep listening to our podcasts and bring your buddies to listen to it. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, and once again, I want to just say thanks to GJP in Oswego. Call them up at 315-207-1000. Check them out on Facebook at GJP in Oswego. You can give Larry your business. It's the best pizza and wings in town.
Definitely is.
Yeah, it really is. Excuse me, guys. Yeah, so Eli, you have any final thoughts or anything?
Like we said earlier, just don't draft your quarterback first. Try and draft a receiver first. If not, then get AP.
Adrian Peterson,
if he's there. Or if you got the first pick, then definitely pick Antonio Brown. If you get the second pick and Brown's gone, then you should pick Latavius Murray. No, bad idea.
All right, for me, once again, we'll probably be doing another podcast either Saturday or Sunday. We'll get that out to you guys, and we'll be doing two podcasts a week until the season starts. So hopefully you guys are enjoying these podcasts. We are having a blast making them. And so yeah, that's going to do it for us.
I'm Eli Belowski.
And I'm Tyler Belowski, and this is the Tyler and Eli Fantasy Football Tips Podcast.
Sign off for now. Bye.